Let us see. I hope all of you must have read. Now, the strategy we will have is we will not talk for a long time. Each one will talk for 1 minute only on this topic, something which you feel is important. Kindly don't repeat in the first few minutes itself. In the first few minutes, we will try to speak new points regarding the concept we are discussing today. That is bank priority sector advances. So we will start with initially with our spoken English people who are all there. Valarmati is there, Manpreet is there. Then only two people, yeah, doesn't matter. So we will start, Shraddha also is there, very good. So we will start with Shraddha first. Shraddha, can you initiate the conversation? The modus operandi is very simple. It is not that we want to cover all the points. Each one will tell the points in his or her mind, which you think is relevant and important for this concept. And only 1 minute. You try for a maximum 1 minute. That will do. Please continue, Shraddha.
Okay, sir.
Shraddha, you want to start now first?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the discussion, as I told you, is going to be mostly in English only. The idea of this session is to help people to communicate well in English. And after that is over, if time permits, we can have Hindi. Yeah, Shraddha.
Okay, sir. Priority sector lending are those sectors that the Government of India and Reserve Bank of India considered as important for the development of the country. Under Section 21 and 35A, read with Section 56 of the Banking Regulation Act 1/1949, Reserve Bank of India issues the guideline under the priority sector lending, and the categories under the priority sector lending are as follow: agriculture, MSME, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, and others.
Yes, yeah, Shraddha. Good.
Priority sector lending get nationalized in 1972, and in 1974, the targets to bank were given as a 33.3% as earlier, but now it have been increased to 40% of aggregate bank advances should go to priority sector, and the priority sector lending aims to increase the lending to small and marginal farmers and weaker section, and to boost credit to renewable energy and health infrastructure. And there are some new categories recently added by the RBI. Is a bank finance to startup up to 50 crores, and loans to farmer for installations of solar plants. Also been added to priority sector lending. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you, Shraddha. You started off with confidence. You covered some points, but in discussions of this type, I don't think we need to talk about what happened in the past and all. Current position, if we speak, that is sufficient. Could you follow, Shraddha? Yes, we will go to Valarmati. Valarmati.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. I am Valarmati. I am from Madhva. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to discuss about the topic priority sector lending. Priority sector lending is the sector that the Government of India and the Reserve Bank of India considers important for the development of the country. And in this sector, they are providing loans for the specific sectors. The specific sectors are agriculture sector and MSME, export credit, education, housing, social housing and other sectors which are weaker sections. And in agriculture sector, they are providing loans for farm credit, which is long term and which is for both long term and short term for crops. And in MSc sector, they are providing loans up to there is one rule. The bank has to give 40 percentage of their lending in priority sector lending. Uh, uh, for MSME, they are spending 7.5 percentage from their ANBC, which is adjusted net bank credit. And for education sector, the loan limit is up to 10 lakh. And in housing and for housing, for building for building house infrastructure, they are providing loan up to 28 lakhs for metro cities and 20 lakh for rural areas. And in MSME, the name of the loan is Mudra loan. That is, it is helpful for MSME loan is for the small industries to develop, and Mudra loan. And social infrastructure, they are providing up to 5 crore. And this priority sector lending is important for our development in the country and also the individuals and many organizations also. That's it.
Good. Very good. Now, after our Valarmati, now it is free. It is free. What whomsoever, or if I make it very much free, the problem will be there will be a lot of sound and all. Let us go step by step, one by one. Okay, next, Shalini, would you like to tell your viewpoints on this? Come on, please tell.
Yes, sir. Priority sector lending, it is a mandatory lending targets set by the RBI for the banks and financial institutions to ensure the adequate credit and financial support to certain sectors. As already Valar has mentioned all the 8 sectors. For public sector banks and private banks, the target is 40% of adjusted net bank credit, and for small finance banks and RRBs, it is 75%. It is based. It came into on Krishna Swamy committee. That's all, sir.
Okay, next, somebody else can start. Quick. Come on.
Rajesh, sir.
Yeah, please start.
Right. May I, sir?
Rajesh, let Rajesh finish, then next you can take. Please continue. Yeah.
In 1974, priority sector lending was launched, under which agriculture, MSME, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy are considered as the priority sector by the Reserve Bank of India and Government of India for the economy of India, for the growth of Indian economy. As of now, domestic commercial banks and foreign banks which have more than 20 branches in India have to allocate 40% of their NBC to priority sector, out of which 18% for agriculture, 7.5% for MSME, and 12% for weaker section. Foreign banks which have less than 20 branches in India have to allocate 40% for priority sector. Out of that, 32% for loan to export and other 8 for any other priority sector it can give. And for RRB and small finance bank, the target is fixed 75% we are earning BC, out of which 18% for agriculture, both bank and 7.5% for MSME in both bank. For weaker section, regional rural bank will provide 15%. And small finance banks will provide 12%. It was implemented in phased manner. The updated priority sector lending was implemented in phased manner. It was started in 2021 year, and it will end in next year, 2024. As of now, some banks have achieved it. Some banks will fail to achieve the priority sector lending. The banks which fail to achieve the priority sector lending have to pay the penalty for the RBI, the penalty is the main source of fund for RIDF, which is called Rural Infrastructure Development Fund under NABARD. These also the fund also utilized for the category under agriculture, social infrastructure, and transport facility connecting rural economy. That's it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Did you read this as any penalty? Have you read anywhere that it is a penalty or
Yes, sir. Bank
you-
which failed to achieve priority sector have to pay a penalty for that. The penalties are the main source of fund for RID.
Is it given as penalty, or banks which are running short of the priority sector target have to keep their funds in this RIDF? Anyhow, we will see that. I think it must be available in NABARD website. We can see that afterwards. Now another girl wanted to speak. Please start.
Sir,
Next.
Anusha, sir.
Anusha, please speak.
Priority sector, it refers to those key sectors of the economy where they do not get timely or adequate credit to fulfill their financial needs, sir. Origins of this priority sector lending, it can be tagged in the year 1966, where Sri Morarji Desai saw a need for increasing credit support to agriculture and weaker section, agriculture and small industries. In 1968, banks also advised to increase their lending to priority sectors. And these priority sectors include agriculture, export credit, housing, renewable energy, micro, small and medium enterprises, social infrastructure, and others for micro credit and Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. And RBI formulates for this priority sector for lending to these priority sectors like agriculture and weaker sections. Here, total public sector for foreign and domestic commercial banks is 40% of adjusted net bank credit, whereas agriculture 18% of ANBC, for MSME 7.5%, sir. For weaker section 12% for credit equivalent of off-balance sheets. For RRBs, total public sector lending is 75% of ANBC. If at all scheduled commercial banks have any shortfall in lending, they will be contributed some amounts in NABARD, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, SIDBI, and Mudra, sir.
Good.
That's
Not
it.
bad. Not bad. Next, anybody? Next after Shalini, I think it is the turn of Rakesh Surkar to speak. Come on. Rakesh? Rakesh, are you there? If Rakesh is not there, then Manpreet, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please speak.
My name is Manpreet. I am from Gurdaspur, Punjab. I have done MBA in Finance and Marketing. So thanks for giving me this opportunity to discuss the topic like priority sector lending. Priority sector lending is lending to those sectors of the economy which do not receive adequate and timely credit. So Government of India and Reserve Bank of India is considered as important sector for the development of the country. So they give priority to develop this sector over the other sectors. So banks are encouraged to growth of the of such sectors through timely and adequate credit. So as all are mentioned that the categories of priority sector lending sectors like agriculture, MSME, housing, social infrastructure, and renewable energy, export credit. So there are also Government of India also set targets for these for the scheduled commercial banks which are working in India. So for domestic scheduled commercial bank and foreign banks with the 20 branches and above, they have to give loan up to 40% of ANBC, adjusted net bank credit, and credit equivalent amount of off balance sheet exposure. And for foreign banks with the less than 20 branches, they also give credit of 40% of ANBC, whichever is higher, and out of which 32% they can lending to export, and not less than 8% to the other sectors. And for agriculture purpose, they have to lend 18%, and for MSME 7.5%, and for weaker section 12%. And for the education loan, banks will provide the loan up to rupees 20 lakh for the education, including vocational courses. And for housing, they will
Sufficient.
provide.
Sufficient, Manpreet, sufficient. Then who would like to speak now? Debashri? Debashri,
Yes, sir.
please speak.
Yes, sir.
Please speak.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm Devashri from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. Today we are discuss about priority sector lending. Priority sector lending refer to those sectors which the Government of India and Reserve Bank of India consider as important for development of the basic needs of the country, and banks are mandated to encourage the growth of such sector with adequate and timely credit. There are 8 priority sectors. These are agriculture, MSME, export credit, education, housing, renewable energy, social infrastructure, and others. For domestic commercial bank and foreign bank up to 20 and 20 plus branches, it's 40% out of A and BC. And for RRB, small finance bank and cooperative bank, there are 75% of total A and BC.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you,
We'll
sir.
go to Tanya. We'll go to Tanya.
As everyone said, PSL is kind of lending where the weaker section of the economy are helped by providing them enough credit at right point. So it helps in development of rural areas by providing them credit facilities by which they can increase their crop productivity and borrow money from the money lenders, and they can avoid borrow money from the money lenders.
Yeah. Correct.
It can help in final inclusion also. It provide a decent number of
No,
employment.
not final inclusion, financial inclusion.
Okay, sir. We can achieve the tag of developed country if we have good number of big companies and startup. Without bank, which is not possible. So they provide various incentives and the required assistance to start a new venture. As everyone says, there are 8 sectors: agriculture, MSME. So there is a fixed target for that. For example, for export, there is a target like rupees 400 million. We have to give for priority sector lending. And for social infrastructure, we have rupees 50 million. For housing loan, for metropolitan cities, it's around 35 million for maximum loan, but but the maximum cost of house will be 45 lakh. So these are some other sectors. And the scheduled commercial bank with any shortfall in lending in like priority sector lending will be allocated for contribution to RIDF. RIDF means Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, which is maintained by RBI. The loan, the loan which is issued by RBI must be repaid within 7 years in equal installment to RIDF. It includes a 2-year grace period also. And Government of India created the RIDF in NABARD in year 1995 and 1996 with the initial corpus of 2000 crore. That's all.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, next, who would like to speak next? Come on.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I read? Can I add some points, sir?
Now, wait, please wait. Let us give chance for everybody to speak first. Those who have not spoken so far, Anand has not spoken. Porkodi has not spoken. Porkodi, can you start?
Yes, sir. I am Porkodi. I am from Thiruvarur in Tamil Nadu. I have completed BSc and B.Ed Thank you for giving me this opportunity for discuss about priority sector lending. Priority sector means those sector considered as important for the development of the country by Government of India and RBI. The categories of priority sectors are agriculture, MSME, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, and weaker section. Previous day, banks are not willing to give loan for priority sector. So based on the Krishna Swamy committee recommendation, bank advised to achieve a target of 40%. For 40%, just banking
40% of total
credit.
advances. 40% of total advances of a bank. Continue. பொற்கொடி நல்லா பேசினேன்னு பார்த்தா
40% of total.
அதுக்குள்ள நிறுத்திட்டியம்மா. நல்ல தைரியமா பேசினேன். Come on, continue. Yeah. பொற்கொடி, I think your internet is not all right. Thank you. We'll go to Anand. Anand.
Sir.
Yeah, speak.
Okay, sir. In 40%, agriculture sector get a loan up to 18%. In 18%, 8% allotted for marginal and small farmers. Marginal farmers means they have up to 1 hectares or 2.5 acres. In small farmers, they have up to 2 hectares or 5 up to 2 hectares or 5 acres. They get 8% of total advances. And MSME, they allotted MSME can get 75% of loan. And education, they get up to 10.
Porkodi's internet has gone. Anand.
Yes, sir.
Anand, can you
Yes, sir.
speak? Yeah, please.
Yes,
speak.
sir. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Good evening, one and all. My name is Anand. Yes.
Now, Porkodi, please let Anand continue. Yeah.
Yes,
Anand,
friends.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Till now, we have discussed on a topic priority sector lending, as many of our friends has given some of the main, address the main points. So I want to address the rest of the points that were not addressed till now. So as there are certain targets for the RBI has mandated certain targets for commercial banks, as such 40% of the adjusted net banking credit, and even RRBs and small finance banks also the target is up to 75%. And recently NS Viswanathan committee has implemented the guidelines for urban cooperative banks also. So they need to maintain 70%, 75% of the ANBC by 2026. So at present, the deadline for UCBs also is 60% by 2026. They need to reach the target. And one more thing, the banks who have not attained the target, they need to buy the priority lending certificates. We call it as PSLC. So in general, PSLCs are what means these are the certificates issued by the banks, those who have given high priority sector loans. So from them, the banks who have not maintained or met the target, they can purchase those certificates and they can maintain the targets. As we are preparing for Bank of India, so as we observe the recent scores of Bank of India, as on by 31st March, the Bank of India has reached the target of 43% of in priority sector, and even they sold as they have already reached the target, so they exceeds the 3%. So with the 3% by selling the PSLCs, Bank of India has achieved 45 crores of money. So yes, sir, this is about regarding myself.
Good, very good. Porkodi, you want to say something more? Porkodi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come on, continue.
For agriculture, I'm already said, okay. For housing in metropolitan centers, they can get loan up to 28 lakhs, but their overall cost of house should not exceed 35 lakhs, and below 10 lakh population,
28
they
lakhs
get
or
up to
25
20
lakhs? 25 lakhs. Housing, it is 25 lakh. We will see
Okay,
that.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. We will see that after this.
Okay, sir.
Shraddha, you wanted to sell something?
Yes,
Shraddha?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, in case banks surpass their target under the priority sector lending, uh, then RBI gives rights to bank to issue priority sector lending certificate to incentivize themselves. For example, Bank A surpass their target, and bank B do not achieve their target. Uh, and bank D do not want to keep their fund with RIDF, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. So in this situation, bank B purchase certificate of bank A by paying certain commission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, there are 2-3 materials that are relevant for this. I have shared them in the spoken English group, in Bank of India group, in Central Bank group also. The most important thing is the RBI circular. This is the RBI circular. Are you seeing the circular on the screen? Yeah, this is the all in all comprehensive, but where is the time for us to read that much in detail? There is not much time. So we depend on this Byju's. So to start with, I would ask first Valar Mati, please start reading this. Priority sector
sir.
refers to.
Okay, so priority sector refers to those sectors which the Government of India and Reserve Bank of India considers important for the development of the basic needs of the country. They are assigned priority over other sectors. The banks are mandated to encourage the growth of such sectors with adequate and timely credit. The priority sector lending classifications and guidelines released by the RBA are intended to align with emerging national priorities and bring a sharper focus on inclusive development, building the consensus of all stakeholders.
Very good.
It
Stop.
enables.
Stop. Next, Shraddha. It enables.
Yes, sir. Sir, it enables better credit penetration to credit deficiencies area, increase lending to small and marginal farmers and weaker section, boost credit to renewable energy and health infrastructure and allied sector that need credit boost, which is otherwise difficult to avail. Why is it news? Why is it in news? With the government providing the necessary impetus to green mobility, the electric vehicle sector is expected to see a boom. In order to enable credit facilities and promote faster adoption of the technology, institutional policies and mechanism are formulated.
Very good. Next, Shalini.
Yes, sir. In recent times, the Reserve Bank of India is said to be considering a proposal from the government's policy think tank, Niti Aayog, to categorize loans to purchase electric vehicles under the priority sector lending segment. This is important from the UPSC perspective also. In this article, we shall be discussing various aspects, the importance of the topic. Further, this article covers other important dimensions, keeping in mind the demand of the preliminary as well as the mains examination of UPSC.
Yeah, but actually this is very relevant for our bank examinations, bank interviews also. Shalini, you are appearing for IT. Na? One day I posted a video on IT. Did you go through that?
Yes, sir, I go. Yes, sir, I saw the videos.
I went through that.
Yes, sir.
Very good. After that, Valarmati over, Shraddha over, Porkodi. Please read what are the different categories. Porkodi is there or
What
not?
are the different categories of the sir? I'm order.
I think Porkodi, your internet is not all right. Then Rakesh Shurkar. Rakesh, please read. Rakesh, are you there?
Hello.
Or can you read now? What are the different categories?
Yes, sir.
No, your internet is also not coming correctly. Manpreet, आप पढ़ लीजिए. Manpreet.
What are the Yes, sir. What are the different categories of the priority sector? Agriculture, micro, small, and medium enterprises, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, others.
Please read it once
What
again.
is its
Please read it once again. What are the different categories?
What are the different categories of the priority sector? Agriculture, micro, small, and medium enterprises, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, and others.
Very good. Continue.
What is its history? The origins of priority sector lending is tracked back to 1966. The then government felt the need for increasing credit to agriculture and small industries. However, the definition of priority sector was only formalized based on a Reserve Bank of India report in the National Credit Council in 1972. After bank nationalization, the priority sector formulation also allowed the government to focus on different sectors by making credit available through direct lending. Over the years, the classification of priority sector has evolved primarily from agriculture and small industries to various other domains till today.
Very good. Wait. Next. After that, Debashri, your internet is okay. Please read.
Yes, sir.
What are the weaker
What are
sections? Yeah.
What are the weaker section under the priority sector? Priority sector loan to the following borrowers are treated under the weaker section category. Small and marginal farmers, artisans, village and cottage industry where individual credit limit do not exceed Rs 1 lakh. Beneficiaries under government sponsored schemes such as National Rural Livelihoods Mission, National Urban Livelihood Mission,
Urban,
and
urban.
National Urban Livelihood Mission and self-employment scheme for rehabilitation of manual
Scavengers. Scavenger का मतलब जानते हैं आप? Scavenger means one who is those who are cleaning the roads and all. Scavengers. Those who are cleaning the roads. Manual scavengers. Scheduled caste.
Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Beneficiaries of the differential rate of interest scheme, self-help groups, distressed farmers are
ठीक से पढ़ लीजिए. What is this?
Distressed.
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 Okay. Distressed farmer are indebted to non-institutional lenders.
Non-institutional lenders. Very good. Next, we will go to Tanya. Tanya ji.
Okay.
You start from distressed persons.
Okay, distressed persons other than farmers with loan amount not exceeding rupees 1 lakh per borrower to prepay their debit to non-institutional lenders. Individual women beneficiaries up to rupees 1 lakh per borrower. Person with disabilities. Minor
communities.
Minority communities may be notified by the Government of India from time to time. Overdraft availed by PMJDY account holders as per limit and conditions prescribed by the Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance from time to time may be classified under weaker sections. In a state where one of the minority communities notified is found to be in majority, the above covers only the other notified minorities. These states, union territories are Punjab, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Lakshadweep, and Jammu and Kashmir.
Very good. Thank you. Now we will go to Anand. Anand, please read fast.
Yes, sir. What are the activities covered under priority sector lending? The activities covered under priority sector lending are as follows. Agriculture. The lending to the agriculture sector includes farm credit, agriculture and allied activities, lending for agriculture infrastructure and ancillary activities. Farm credit to individual farmers, including self-help groups or joint liability groups, includes groups of individual farmers and proprietorship schemes of farmers directly engaged in agriculture and allied activities such as dairy, fishery, animal husbandry, poultry, beekeeping, and sericulture. Crop loans include loans for traditional, non-traditional plantations, horticulture, and allied activities. Medium and long-term loans for agriculture and allied activities such as the purchase of agriculture implements and machinery, and developmental loans for allied activities. Loans for pre and post-harvest activities, therefore spraying, harvesting, grading, and transporting their own farm produce. Loans to distressed farmers indebted to non-institutional lenders. Loans under the Kisan Credit Card Scheme. Loans to small and marginal farmers for purchase of land for agriculture purposes. Loans against pledge hypothecation of agriculture produce, including warehouse receipts, for a period not exceeding 12 months. The limit is fixed up to 75 lakh against negotiable warehouse receipts and up to 50 lakh against warehouse receipts not coming under the above category. Loans to farmers for installation of standalone solar agriculture pumps and solarization of grid-connected agriculture pumps.
Very good, very good.
Yes.
See, actually, I know you may be thinking, sir, how many things can we remember? It is a correct point. So, however, you go through the points and select 2 or 3 from that and remember under each category so that you can talk confidently in the interviews. Anusha. Next is Anusha. Your internet is okay?
Yes, sir.
Please read.
Agricultural infrastructure. Loans for construction of storage facilities, warehouses, market yards, godowns, and silos, including the storage units, cold storage chains designed to store agricultural produce or products irrespective of the location, soil conservation and watershed development, plant tissue culture and agri-biotechnology, seed production, production of biopesticides, biofertilizer, and vermicomposting. For the above, the aggregate sanction limit of credit is rupees 100 crore per borrowers from the banking system.
Babri, 100 crore from borrower for the bank from the bankings, 100 crore per borrower. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Yeah. Ancillary activities.
Ancillary activities. Loans up to rupees 5 crore to cooperative societies of farmers for disposing of the produce of members. Loans for setting up of agri clinics and agri business centers. Loans for food and agro processing up to an aggregate sanction limit of rupees 100 crore per borrower from the banking system. Bank loans to primary agriculture credit societies, farmers service societies, and large size Adivasi multi-purpose societies for on lending to agriculture. Other eligible funds are with NABARD if priority sector shortfalls is noticed.
Very good. Thank you. Manpreet, can your internet okay? Small
Yes,
and
sir.
marginal farmers. Please read quickly.
Small and marginal farmers. Farmers with land holding of up to 1 hectare come under the marginal farmer category. Farmers with the land holding of more than 1 hectare and up to 2 hectare are considered small farmers. Landless agriculture laborers, tenant farmers, oral lessees, and sharecroppers. Loans to self-help groups, where group of individuals, small and marginal farmers are directly engaged in agriculture and allied activities. Banks have to maintain disaggregated data of such loans. Loans to farmers, producers,
No.
companies of individual farmers, and corporate
Stop. Because internet is
disaggregated
internet
data
is
of
giving
such loans.
internet is giving trouble. Valarmati is there now. Valarmati, your internet
Yes,
is
sir.
okay. Please read.
Yes, sir.
You have to read from loans to farmers,
Loans to
farmers, producer companies.
producers company. Loans
Continue.
to farmers, producer companies of individual farmers and cooperatives of farmers directly engaged in agriculture and allied activities. In this case, the membership of small and marginal farmers is not less than 75%, and the land holding share should not be less than 75% of the total land holding.
Continue.
Micro, small, and medium enterprises. Micro enterprises are the ones where the investment in plant and machineries or equipment does not exceed 1 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 5 crore rupees. Small enterprises are the ones where the investment in plant and machinery or equipment does not exceed 10 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 50 crore rupees. Medium enterprise where the investment in plant and machinery or equipment does not exceed 50 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 250 crore rupees. Bank loans to MSME for both manufacturing and service sectors are eligible to be classified under the priority sector as per the following. Manufacturing enterprises. Micro, small, and medium enterprises engage in the manufacture or production of goods to any industry specified in the first schedule to the Industries Act 1951. They are notified by the government from time to time. Such industries are defined in terms of investment in plant and machinery. Service enterprises. Bank loans up to rupees 5 crore per unit to MSME and rupees 10 crore to medium enterprises engaged in providing or rendering services. They are defined in terms of investment in equipment under MSME Development Act 2006. Khadi and village industry sector. All loans to units in this sector are eligible for classification under the sub-target of 7.5% prescribed for micro enterprises under the priority sector.
Very good.
Next.
You read very well, but only thing is I'm doubtful whether you are remembering what you are reading, because you are concentrating on reading the passage. That way you did an excellent job. Valar. We will go to Anusha. Anusha, is your internet okay, Anusha?
Yes, sir.
Please read education, housing. Please read.
Yes, sir. Loans to individuals for educational purposes, including vocational courses, not exceeding rupees 20 lakh are considered eligible for priority sector classification. Loans currently classified as a priority sector will continue till maturity. Housing. Loans to individuals up to rupees 35 lakh in metropolitan centers, up to rupees 25 lakh in other areas apart from urban centers for purchase or contribution of a dwelling unit for family.
Contribution, construction.
Okay, sir. Construction of a dwelling unit per family. The overall cost of the dwelling unit in the metropolitan center and at other centers should not exceed rupees 45 lakh and rupees 30 lakh respectively. The housing loans to banks employees are excluded. Loans up to rupees 10 lakh in metropolitan centers and up to rupees 6 lakh in other centers for repairs to damaged dwelling units conforming to the overall cost of the dwelling unit. Bank loans to any governmental agency for construction of dwelling units or slum clearance and rehabilitation of slum dwellers subject to dwelling units with a carpet area of not more than 60 square meters.
Very good. Anusha studied which degree?
B.Tech, sir.
B.Tech in which subject? Whenever you tell B.Tech, you must always tell with the subject you have studied, wherever it is. Maybe
Okay,
for
sir.
alliance, maybe for marriage, maybe for friendship, because there is no fun in knowing B.Tech. B.Tech in which subject?
Okay, sir.
Tell me.
Electronics and Communication Engineering, sir.
ECE. Tell ECE, that will do. Very nice. Thank you, Anusha. We will go to Shraddha. Shraddha ji, social infrastructure.
Yes,
Padli ji.
Social infrastructures. Loans up to a limit of 5 crore per borrowers for setting up schools.
Please
drinking water.
keep the mic near your mouth and read. Sound ज़्यादा नहीं आता है.
Social infrastructure. Loans up to a limit of 5 crores per borrower for setting up schools, drinking water facilities, and sanitation facilities. It includes the constructions, refurbishment of household toilets and water improvements at the household level. Loans up to a limit of 10 crores per borrower for building health care facilities, including under the Ayushman Bharat in Tier 2 to Tier 6 center. In the case of Urban Cooperative Bank, the above limit are applicable only in center having a population of less than 1 lakh. Bank credit to microfinance institutions extended for on lending to individual member of self-help group JLG for water and sanitation facilities are also eligible under these categories subject to certain criteria.
Very good. Now, Debashri is there. Debashri, continue renewable energy and others. Debashri.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Renewable energy loan up to 30 crore to borrowers for purposes such as solar-based power generators, biomass-based power generator, wind mills, micro hydel,
windmill nahi hai, windmills.
windmills. Okay, sorry, sir. Windmills, micro hydel plants, non-conventional renewable energy based public utilities
Utilities.
utilities like yes utilities like street lighting system and remote village electrification for individual household. The loan limit is just 10 lakh.
Very good.
Others.
Continue.
Loans not exceeding Rs 1 lakh per borrowers are provided directly by bank to individual and individual member of SHGs when they fulfill certain criteria of annual income. Loan not exceeding 2 lakh provided directly by bank to SHG for activities other than agriculture or MSME, such as meeting social needs, construction or repair of houses, construction of toilet or any viable common activity started by the SHGs. Loan to distressed person not exceeding 1 lakh per borrower to repay their debt to non-institutional lenders. Loans sanctioned to state-sponsored organization for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe for the specific purpose of purchase and supply of inputs and or the marketing of the output of the beneficiaries of these organizations.
Very good. Next, Tanya, can you conclude? Conclusion.
Conclusion. Priority sector lending has enabled many to avail the facilities of institutional credit, which are otherwise difficult provided the exploitative non-institutional credit sources farmers, sharecrop growers usually resort to as a last option. It has also given impetus to the growth of small and micro enterprises, creating more enterprises, promoting entrepreneurship. However, there are some apprehensions as to whether loans to certain domains can create NPAs for the bank. The dichotomy of reliable credit and cases translating to NPA should be addressed. Genuine enterprises in need of credit should not suffer. Further, there exist expert views as to how converting some part of priority sector lending to a grant paid directly by the government can unlock large amounts of efficiency in the system. It is believed to dramatically increase the valuation of public sector banks and can be of immense help to weaker segment in need of institutional credits. All stakeholders must come forward to evolve a mechanism to reduce the NPA contribution from potential sectors. Moreover, it will ensure the necessary institutional credit facilities to various ventures, enterprises, farmers, and other small groups, providing them breathing space to shape their dreams and growth and livelihood.
Thank you so much for all of you. Extremely thankful to all of you for coming and sharing your experiences. Almost all of you talked very nicely. I am very happy about that. And also we have covered the full chapter here. This it will be sufficient. Whenever you have any doubt, you just go through this article or go watch this video. That will give you an idea about priority sector lending. In interviews, you tell briefly about, whenever they ask question, you tell briefly about any of these things that you remember very well. Thank you so much. Today being Saturday, okay, fine. Tomorrow is Sunday. I think better let us take leave for Bank of India, and also for our spoken English group. We will take leave for them. And yeah, this is what it is. We will meet on Monday. Monday, which topic should we have for spoken English? What is Porkodi? Can you think of any topic for you for Monday? Monday, any topic? Again, we can do some banking topics, but then I want it to be easier one for you for Monday. So which topic would you like? Newspaper reading and its usefulness. Newspaper, very simple topic. Newspaper reading and its usefulness. Newspaper reading and its usefulness. You are not going to say any negative point about it, only plus points. You can tell about what are the different types of newspapers we have. We have newspapers on, say, paper, real hard copy or online. How we can make use of this for improving our knowledge. So is that okay, Valarmati, and what is your name?
Yes, sir. Okay,
Porkodi.
sir.
Is it okay? Please
Yes, sir.
prepare on this.
Yes, sir.
Search in Google and search up those Bank of India candidates. If you are interested in coming, you can join us. Normally, I was asking for 100 rupees. That is not required, because instead of giving you special GD, you can contribute here and participate. Please come here. We will discuss. Those who are interested can join at 5 o'clock, 5 to 5:40. Thank you. Today's session was really good. I enjoyed seeing all of you talking so nicely, that is not so very good in English, but still you have message in your mind. You are able to communicate. Only thing is, because of our internet problem, I think mainly due to Canada or whatever place it is, I don't know, the others could not talk well. I'm sorry, Porkodi, your internet was not all right sometime. Otherwise, your ability has improved considerably. Porkodi, remember, Porkodi, Valar, and others,
Yes,
those who have been coming for classes regularly. I appreciate you. God bless you. Best wishes. Tomorrow, one day you take leave, you be reading whatever things that comes to your mind. Go through whatever videos I have posted earlier also. Note down points. We will meet on Monday, 5 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. But one thing, Debashri, 1 minute. I will
Yes, sir.
switch off and talk.